let's do a quickie little video on transitive property. It's also sometimes called the transitive law. I will use those interchangeably because they mean the same thing. And what this is it's talking about how you can figure some things out. Like, I'll just give you an example. Let's say that this is line segment A, and we know that line segment A is bigger than line segment B. Okay? And we know that line segment B is bigger than line segment C. So we know that A is bigger than B, and we know that B is bigger than C. The transitive property, or the transitive law, says that we can take these two bits of information and we can say, that means that A is bigger than C. We do this kind of the same way that we did, this should look kind of familiar to you. These two are the same, so then these two have to share this inequality. So A is greater than C. These are the same, so A must be greater than C. That's the transitive property, and it works because well, we care that it works because it is just so darn useful. Let's say that we have, this is triangle A, and we're going to say that it is congruent to triangle B. But then we know that triangle B is congruent to triangle C, right? A is congruent to B, B is congruent to C. These two are the same, so we are able to say that A is congruent to C. Doesn't that make sense? I don't know, it makes perfect sense to me. It doesn't always work, as Fred is quick to point out. There are a couple of situations where it doesn't work, like for instance, if we were talking about well, Fred's example is being in love with someone. So if A is in love with B and B is in love with C, that does not necessarily mean that A and C are in love with each other, right? So if we have Han Solo is in love with Princess Leia, and we have Leia in love with Luke Skywalker, we cannot say that Han and Luke love each other, although they sort of do, but in a different sort of way. It also doesn't work if you have a situation where, well, like this. Let's say that A is the mother of B and B is the mother of C. That does not mean that A and C are mothers. Or, you know, A is not the mother of C. A is the grandmother of C, but not the mother of C. So you have a couple of tricky situations like that. But for things like congruency and parallel and perpendicular and equals and is greater than or is less than, in all those cases, our transitive law works just fine. And this makes us happy.